Good morning. It's only a handful of matches yesterday of interest. Let's take a look through. Moreirense, well, I thought they would be quite strong candidates yesterday, at least on paper. They did score first, so that's probably going to negate any real interest in the match. I wouldn't have laid a Moreirense lead, so anything that happens after the favourite scores first, just leave alone. Alternately, if the in-play stats were strong for Moreirense, 1-3 is an ideal place to lay Casapia and to back Moreirense. But did they suffer from fielding a weakened side? Look at all of those substitutions second half. That is a scoreline from out of nowhere. 1-3 is probably the best place to have taken on Casapia. Keep your liability as low as possible. You're not expecting anything, but just in case the form of Moreirense turns up. Wigan and Man United, 1.18 shots, 20-minute rule. I wouldn't necessarily apply it to a cup match, but Man United did oblige with Dalot. And then Fernandes, 74th minute. It was as per expectations. And as you can see, there's just under par performances in the cup regarding our usual expectations for a 1.18 shot. English Premier League 2. Oh, guess what? Oh, over 2.5 goals. Well, fancy that. Has that ever happened before in the Premier League 2? You get the idea there. Well, I did take you through that, didn't I? Stoke and Norwich. We just clicked on the head-to-head, checked out their recent games, and yes, absolutely chocker full of goals. OFI and Lamia. If you had an in-play stats feed here yesterday, you would have taken on this Lamia lead. Because, well, even though it was a penalty goal, OFI Crete's response to going a goal down was excellent. And don't forget, Lamia coming off the back of a 1-0 win against Olympiacos. Could that be what they were attempting here? But 87 minutes is a long time to hold on to a lead when you're away from home. So that was a good, profitable trade if you took it. You take the gift, a penalty, but if you looked at in-play stats, I think you'd have been firmly on the side of the home side. First half, as you can see, look at that reaction. Look at where the red is on the left. Shots on goal, 6. Shots off target, 2. Corners, 6. Concerted pressure resulting in that penalty. So good result there if you took it. And that, I think, was about that yesterday. Beitar Jerusalem and Ashdod. Depends if Ashdod score first, which indeed they did via a penalty. But then we got another penalty from Shua to make it 1-1. Not the best coupon, is it, on the planet? Neither is today's. I'm researching the Turkish Super League under sufferance, I must say. Middlesbrough and Chelsea, just leave that wide open. They're a lot higher odds than they were in the FA Cup, Chelsea. So just bear that in mind. And they did start getting going second half in their previous FA Cup match, and how. They brought in their 4+ goals as we'd expected. So watching brief, I can't give you any research here at all. Okay, it's the EFL Cup. Are we going to see a second string for Chelsea? And if so, is that going to knock the dynamics out? Turkish Super League. Well, this is 11th against 12th. Alanyaspor against Ankaragucu. 2.15 the favourite. All the other matches are 2.20 the favourite. It's not very good coupon today. I'm only researching it under sufferance. Okay. There's a lot of Turkish Super League matches all occurring in a short period of time. That's going to skew the form lines as well. No spectators, I believe, in a number of matches in Turkey after that assault on a referee. So we might have a no spectator policy today, which again will further skew things. Hasn't been mentioned here. Normally you see no spectators mentioned there at Soccer 24. 3 wins in the last 4 though for Alanyaspor. Draw, win last 2 at home, scoring in the last 5 in total. They have though conceded in the last 7 at home, Alanyaspor. So watch out for that. It's 11th against 12th. All of Alanyaspor wins, bar 1, have come against 13th and lower. Is that going to extend to 12th today? Home matches against 8th to 16th, they conceded at least 2 goals. So they don't look that strong, do they, for a 2.15 favourite? And that's what 2.15 means. They're slightly favoured, but you can't discount Ankaragucu. Simple as that. That's what that translates as. Alanya have scored 5 goals in the 16th to 30th minute at home and conceded 7 goals in the last 15 minutes at home. As far as Ankaragucu is concerned, well, they've only scored 1-1-1, 0-1-0 goals latest. They have scored in the last 8 away, but they could be vulnerable if they can't find that second goal today. But then again, Alanya are conceding 2+ goals against 8 to 16. This just shows you what a messy set of matches they are today. As I repeat, ordinarily I wouldn't be researching this league with a 2.2 the favourite set of matches. Okay, so you have been warned. From a trading perspective, I'm not sure these are good candidates today. The latter bit of form for Ankaragucu, which is only 1 loss home and away against 10th and lower, suggests they cannot be discounted. Indeed, that's what the market suggests. But their inability to score 2+ goals could leave them vulnerable to an equaliser if scoring first. So like the OFI Crete and Lamia yesterday, if Ankaragucu score first, keep an eye out for the in-play stats for Alanyaspor. Pendikspor are newly promoted. This one looks more readable, this match. Pendikspor and Alanyaspor, but 2.15 the favourite, as you can see there, for Antalyaspor. 4 defeats and 2 draws recently for Pendikspor. It's 19th against 9th in the league. They've not beaten any side in the top 15. So already you're on the back foot with the home side. 10 out of 14 of those matches, both teams did score, so it could be competitive today. 7 goals conceded in the last 15 minutes is typical of a newly promoted side, isn't it? Just a lack of match fitness coming to the end of the matches. Can they cope with the intensity in these higher leagues for the full 90 minutes? Obviously not. 7 goals conceded last quarter and out, so watch out if Pendikspor are leading coming up to the 75th minute. Antalyaspor, only 1 defeat since the 29th of October is solid stuff, but why is that not reflected in a shorter odds? 3-3 away, 1-1 at home, 2-0 home win, 2-1 home win, 1-2 away win against 15th and lower. Again, that's the kind of form for Antalyaspor. Remember, they're playing 19th. That suggests they should be far shorter odds than they are today. So please bear in mind, 2.15 the favourite is very lukewarm from the market makers. And it continues with Kazanpasa, 2.25 the favourite, as you can see there. Draw, win, latest for Kazanpasa. Win, loss, win, draw, latest at home. Full of goals, 3-1, 3-4 defeat, 4-2 win, 2-2 draw. So we're seeing both teams to score, and we're seeing both teams scoring 2 goals in each of the last 3 at home. 8th against 13th, Kazanpasa have only lost to the top 4 at home. Both teams have scored in all bar 1 home match. No 0-0 at half-time at home for Kazanpasa. That's not reflected by Istanbul Başakşehirspor, though. That's the problem. 2 wins and 2 draws latest for Istanbul, 3 of those home matches. 3 losses and a draw latest away. No win and 7 away. 5 defeats and 2 draws away against the top 11. This looks quite clear-cut in favour of Kazanpasa. Why on earth are they only 2.25 the favourite? I don't understand. I do understand the next one. Rizespor and Besiktas. Besiktas are coming off the back of 3 consecutive 1-3 home defeats. So they're going to get some gentle solace away from home, where they have 2 1-2 draws and a 1-1 draw latest. But they have lost all away matches against the top 9. 2-1 defeat, 3-0 defeat, 4-2 defeat, 3-2 defeat. They are playing 5th today. This is 5th against 6th. 4 out of 5 defeats for Rizespor have come against the top 7. So in that regard, they might struggle against a fellow top 6 side. With Besiktas, they are competitive in defeat against the top 9. So both teams to score is a possible angle. They have conceded the vast majority of their goals second half, Besiktas. So you've got the both teams to score pattern. You've got strong second half scoring patterns as well, but you've got flimsy form. Rizespor cannot beat the top 7 at home. 4 out of 5 defeats, and Besiktas have lost all matches they've played away against the top 9. Tricky one, but for me, Besiktas will be on a redemption mission, putting to bed those 1-3 home defeats and trying to get another competitive away match. They are unbeaten in 3 away, but notably not against the top 6 away. Let's have a look through anything else today. Let's work our way through. So that's just the main match. EFL Trophy in England. I wouldn't be touching that one myself unless the in-play stats are emphatic. We've got some familiar names here. Derby County and Bradford City, both tradable sides at the weekend. Wycombe are playing West Ham's under-21s. Wouldn't know how to price that one up, would we? How on earth? Because these two will rarely meet each other. English Professional Development League. It's like the Premier League 2, I suppose. So in that regard, if you're interested, and they are afternoon kickoffs at 1 o'clock, so I might be around for those if it's liquid enough, do check recent matches. If they're full of goals, you might have that over 2.5 goal angle. As you can see in front of you, a 4-2, a 5-1, a 0-3 in the last 3 matches for Bristol City. How about Ipswich? No, Bournemouth, sorry. 1-3 defeat, 2-1 win, 2-2, 2-3, 4-3. Sounds like a roadie for a band. 2-2, 1-1, 2-2, check, check, 1-1-2, 1-3, 2-1, 2-2, check, check. So we got a green light there, I think, for over 2.5 goals. Marry the recent form with the reputation of the league. Possibility for over 2.5 goals there. That really, I think, is about it. The Israeli State Cup, we've got any of the big boys out? Well, we've had a few Israeli Liga Ha'al matches recently, so to expect the top flight sides to turn up quickly, I don't think they are. I can't recognise any apart from Kiryat Shmona, perhaps. Could be from the top flight, but I don't know Liga Ha'al that well. So, again, just treat that with kid gloves. Fiorentina, coming off the back of that 1-0 defeat after a run of 1-0 wins in Italian Serie A, are playing an impressive Bologna, but this is the Coppa Italia. So just be a little cautious there. The Taça de Portugal, the league cup matches continue, don't they? Sporting Lisbon, their usual 1.13 favourites. They are vying for the title this season. Quite similar odds to the 2 matches these two had, Sporting Lisbon and Porto, in the league recently, where Porto only managed a 1-1, I think, against Arouca. Sporting Lisbon were very solid in their win. But they're 1.13 favourites, as I've said, with the 20-minute rule. As it applies to a cup match, just be a little cautious, please. Scottish League 1, Scottish League 2, the leagues are too illiquid on Betfair. Now we're heading slowly to the Australian Open, and regular members or long-term members know that I do like a dabble into the tennis trading environment, particularly in Grand Slam tournaments, because you know every single player turning up is going to give 110% and cover every blade of grass. We're at the qualification stage at the moment. I wouldn't be trading qualifiers, but we're looking for the beginning of the Australian Open. I think it's, let's have a look. We've got the run-up tournaments. So as well, in my mind, in run-up tournaments, these players are going to give their all. The only problem we have, of course, is the time difference. These are kicking off at midnight. That's okay for me because that'll be 7 a.m. in the morning, but I don't tend to get up at 7 a.m. in the morning. I tend to go to bed more likely at 7 a.m. in the morning, given the English time difference. But the Australian Open will be with us very soon. I'll see if I can dig out some of my tennis ramblings and post them to you at Footballtradingprofits.club. As to today's service, you're unlikely to be hearing much from me. I did warn you about this at the weekend. It's a very poor set of matches now, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Fridays, when it gets very busy, we've got the Bundesliga returning with that excellent Bayern Munich-Hoffenheim match. And then Saturday, everything returns. It's going to be a very, very busy Saturday. If you want to dive deep, head first into the world of football trading, if you can cope with a Saturday, 2:30 to 5 p.m, you can cope with anything. So come along. It's going to be frenetic. It's going to be exciting. And hopefully we'll dig out another 3-figure profit for you. That's my goal on a Saturday and a Sunday, given the amount of opportunities we have. So I look forward to those, but please just dial it down Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm a little cautious with the Super League matches. There's far too many of them going on. You have a look at the coupon. We've got Turkish Super League again the next day. Turkish Super League again the next day. It's just occurring far too often. That's Turkish One League. So they're actually getting a break. Unbelievable, Jeff. We have a look on Saturday. Are Turkey going to be returning? Turkish Super League again. So just be a little cautious. This is going to impact far too many Turkish Super League matches concentrated within a small sliver of time. Mondays, we have Turkey yesterday. This is post-Christmas, of course. It's bound to be Turkey every day. I know, I'll get my coat. Very bad dad joke. Turkish Super League again on Sunday, so you can see it's just far too much going on in the Turkish Super League. That will skew the form lines, and it could be the reasoning behind the look at this again on Saturday, the Turkish Super League. So please be very wary with today's 4 matches in the research. I'm unlikely to be offering you any service today. That's just the way the cards are dealt, I'm afraid. But I will put up a chat in Footballtradingprofits.club if I am up and about, but unlikely to get anything. I won't be covering the later fixtures as well. There's just the one, Middlesbrough and Chelsea. You can cope with that or be disciplined and don't play cup matches. But that said, Premier League sides have been excellent in the FA Cup. Man United getting the win yesterday against Wigan continues the good unbeaten form of Premier League sides. So that could be an angle in and of itself. Watch out for Chelsea team news as well after the FA Cup exploits at the weekend. Might they rest a few players because this is only the EFL Cup. Have a great day today. I will put a chat up. I can't give you a time if I'm going to be covering. I did warn you at the weekend. Going to have a quiet few days, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. And on that basis, I might actually turn up on Friday for you because I like the coupon on a Friday. Have a great day and see you later.